inappropriate.
Nah, man.
Men
Would that
should keep
be
their
inappropriate?
shirts on?
That's what we
in
signed up
public
for.
Bert Kreischer
places.
does it.
Oh yeah, because he can. It's comedic. Nobody thinks abs
He's
is
selling
funny.
sex. That's what he's doing.
Like a belly's funny.
It depends on what joke you deliver.
Abs ain't funny. Nobody likes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easier for fat comedians to take their shirt off. And
DC used
everybody's
to
like,
do all the time, man.
I didn't come completely out the shirt.
You used to take your shirt off.
No.
DC's go-to was to lift his
I
shirt
would
like
lift up
he was
the
so
shirt.
sweaty.
Yeah, and
All of a
wipe
sudden
your
he'd be
face.
so
Oh,
sweaty.
he still does that.
I still do it with the fat
and
stomach.
then the girls would be like,
Do
"Woo,
it.
thank
Do
you."
it.
Y'all, I'd be like, y'all cut it out. Y'all. What y'all doing that
bait
for?
boy.
Y'all
It was no sweat
This
whatsoever.
ain't a stripper show,
The
guys.
show just started. He like,
No sweat.
Yeah.
It's hot in this blizzard.
Why is fat more funnier? I mean, I get the aesthetics of it, but a person who got abs and ripped up should be able to get some good laughs and
Not
wear a
off
shirt
being shirtless.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
distracting.
it got to be a funny scenario.
There's no.
Even if you put it in a funny scenario, they're just gonna laugh at whoever's not in shape, who's around.
That's body shaming the guy that's in shape, though.
that's not true. It's body laughing.
Body positivity. You're laughing with the body.
Is there? It's like people. I feel like there's more pressure to not do shit like that when you are in shape because everybody be like, "Look at this bragging ass nigga," or "Look at like it's not." Like when you out of shape and the shirt come off, it's just automatically like this is crazy.
Well, it's not offensive on a date. If you're on a date and a dude pull his six pack out, you're like, hey, put that away. What you doing? Fat is just like, look, babe.
Matt Rife had a solid joke. It wasn't about the abs, but he was like, yeah, even if I felt depressed, I try to hang myself, my jawline would just cut the rope right off. And I go like, if you find a way to
Right.
make it good, make it funny, it'll work. But I think it's doable. I don't think people
No, it's
go
definitely
there.
doable. I've done it, but
You went
it's just like-
you went shirtless?
No, but I've discussed what the audience is thinking, saying like because you know you walk on stage, you can hear.
Right.
You know, so especially these women, I almost said the other word, in the front rows and stuff, you hear them when you walk out, like, So I'm like, I'm going to address
You
what
address
y'all
what,
talking
what,
about.
what
You know
they're
I mean? Yeah, the elephant
feeling in their
room.
minds.
I'm
or-
I
gonna
might
address
like
it.
your shirt. And be like,
And I can hear what
He's
they
not
say.
inquisitive.
Yeah, no.
Provocative
You
shirt.
hear the, damn, okay. And all the giggling.
Uh-huh.
Blah, blah, blah.
I walk in and
Yeah.
that dick. I'm like, hey,
Why?
hey.
Why would they say
As
that?
soon as
what
you
they
walk
lead
in?
with. I don't know.
As soon as they
I'm
walk
like,
in, you walk in?
that dick. I'm like, huh? Ladies.
But I noticed,
Gentleman. Gentleman over there.
Like, and I think in shape dudes make other dudes uncomfortable too. You ever notice like if somebody posts like online and you see like a fat dude, or you know the roasts whatever.
Yeah.
But a nigga's in shape, dudes don't know how to compliment, so they just get weird. So they'd be like, "Oh, this nigga, you look." They'll try to say you look like some, you know, like because they don't
Lay
know how
off
to,
the weights, man.
Yeah, they don't know how to just be like, "This nigga's in shape." They don't know how to do that, so it just gets awkward.
We need to normalize, like, especially with men, like, it's okay to be like, oh, man, that's a handsome brother right there. That's a good
Wait,
looking
in
dude.
shape doesn't mean handsome.
No, but he's just saying,
I'm just
general,
saying in
complimenting
general,
a
like
dude.
a
Like if you
compliment
notice
to
some
dude.
shit,
It's okay.
There's some fat, cute niggas out here.
I ain't say all that.
and cute is weird.
Where's my
makes it
where's my
weird.
camera?
Cute makes it weird. But like people, yeah, I
Some
think
fat,
dudes
fine
need
niggas.
that. Why are they getting worse?
You said cute wasn't good enough.
He said good looking or
some
that's a
fat,
handsome.
insatiable niggas.
Because
You know
I
what
do
I mean?
it. If I see something, I'll be like, hey, man, you looking pretty suave, brother.
Right, but
Yeah.
other dudes would be like this old, but you know what I mean. They don't know
Yeah.
how to be like
That's
that
me.
nigga.
The
That
other
nigga get
niggas that
hoes.
be like, this old. I'm talking about, hey, dude, nice six pack. How'd you get that? Was that this machine?
I've done that in the gym. Look, I see a dude like that's in shape. I be like, bro, what that do? Like what?
Huh?
Because you see him doing a workout, and I'm
Oh.
like, what
Oh.
muscle?
We thought you meant that
You
dick.
just-
No,
I thought
no,
you said
why-
what that
what that
dick
dick
do.
No,
dude.
I never said that.
No, but you left it out. We thought
Yeah,
you were
what
just. You
that
said what
dick
that
do.
You
do.
didn't
No.
say the machine.
What that
No.
do?
So I saw this dude one time. He was jacked and he was doing a workout I'd never seen. And I was like, "What muscles do that work?" He was like, "Oh, you know, blah blah." So I was like, "I'm copying, nigga. Like I'm gonna add that in." But I don't have no problem doing that. I don't have no problem being like, "Man, I see you out here, bro."
What
This
that
one
do?
dude got weird on me at the gym because I was looking at his
What?
his shape, and I was like, "Oh, this dude, I wonder how much he weighs." And I was
Yeah.
like, "How much you weigh, man?" And he was just like, well, "Why?" And I was just like, "Never mind, bro."
What, you want
Yeah.
to pick me up?
Nah, I was just like, bro, I wanted to. It was like
Right.
a goal.
Yeah,
like,
right,
I would
right,
like to
right.
be.
It's just gym talk,
that
buddy.
way,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Put your headphones back on.
What
Keep
gym was
moving.
it?
24.
Which one though?
24 Woodland Hills. By the pool. He was wet. I was in the pool. It was a very weird scenario.
You lean back.
Wait,
up
the one by
against the wall.
Costco, or the one by Target?
The one by Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You lean back up against
I'm in
the
the
wall.
hot. I'm in the hot
said he
tub.
was
Oh,
wet.
well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
It looked like you were shooting your
So
shot.
how much you weigh, man?
You'd be like,
So
what,
how
nigga?
much that do?
DC, he walked in, all he heard was,
All right, in that scenario, I get why he got weird.
I get it a little bit.
I get it. How much you weigh, man? Wonder if you could pick me up, Zaddy. That's what he
Turn the
heard.
whirlpool
No, that's
back
a
on.
bit far.
That's what he heard.
dudes will hear something different.
Oh yeah.
It's an 8-seater. It's an 8-seater. That's you still trying to sell the jacuzzi to the buff dude.
Come on in, man. The water's warm.
Hit the whirlpool for me. Thanks, bro.
Plenty of room, buddy. Plenty of room. No, I'll scooch.
Yeah, hot tub, how much he weighs. I get it.
If you're in
Now I look back on it.
no, but if you're in the gym, dog, that's just gym talk because
It is. That's true.
it's definitely, even when you're lifting. If I see somebody who's thin and they're lifting a lot, how much you weigh, bro? Are you putting that up? It's not like
Yeah,
you're
impressed.
It's a compliment.
Man, gym talk is just limited to, hey, you on these?
No, I be talking, bro.
no.
Especially when you see your regulars in there. When you see the regular, y'all don't know each other's name. I've been talking to these dudes for 2 years. I have no idea what their name is.
There's a lot of. If you take any supplements, like what do you take? I see people with like little pink stuff in there. I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
It's not just like how many more sets you got. That's the one I don't like.
That's the one.
I don't do much talking at the gym.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where you don't want to talk. So that's why I switch gyms all the time. So I don't get too comfortable knowing faces and all that stuff.
I think
don't
it's a
mind
good thing. I think it's like that's how most people learn, whether you're learning online or from somebody in person.
Yeah.
You get a trainer.
That's
No, that
different.
costs
now
money.
you got to pay.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Oh,
that.
they're
baby.
asking people in the
I'd
gym.
rather ask questions.
What up, bro?
Yeah. Taking off
I
the
was watching
headphones.
somebody, if I see him left, I'm like, dog, and they keep it pushing.
Yeah.
It's just
Plus they probably be like, yeah, I can. I had somebody do that to me, like, how you do this, and I was like, bet. Now, granted, I felt bad when he quit
why?
because it was like a, how you see them kids who it's their first time trying to build muscle. They like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And he was like, what does that do? I was like, well, this is for back, blah blah blah.
Oh, he was
So-
asking you.
Yeah, so I watched him do it, and he couldn't do it, and he looked at me and just walked out.
And that
Just
was
left.
it.
Yeah, he was just like,
You gotta
just
start
left. I
small,
was like,
buddy.
hey, man, take it easy first.
Is the gym a good place to holler at girls? No?
I've only done it once,
Success or?
of course.
Oh.
Keon said, switch.
Come on, man.
You talking to me, baby?
Of course, baby. But
It just always feels weird. It always feels like, especially for women, because
Yeah.
they go to co-ed gyms, it feels like they're really there just to focus on their workout. And
nah, not in LA.
I know
bro.
what they
You see-
mean.
You
I
see
need
the
to go to all
phones.
man's gym. Nobody likes hearing when they walk in.
No, the outfits be too much, bro.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Some are there
That's
really to
how
work
they-
out.
what can they work out? What else are going to work out in?
Come on, dog.
They
Big
get-
sweats?
No,
You can work out in
it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
tight, but a lot of it's see through. Once it gets to a certain tight, maybe
Hey,
their weight
man.
went up, but the material gets a little thin, and
So
you
you
get a
think
little
they're
wax.
Cameras
more
out.
attention?
Some are, especially out here, bro. You see them on the machines,
Nigga,
phones
titties
out,
be
blah, blah,
out.
blah,
I'm
doing too
like,
much.
you don't need this much cleavage to do this exercise. I was like, why all the titties out?
Everything's a chest exercise.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's too no.
I thought it was just for comfort. And
But you've seen the change over the years. You know what I mean? There's been a change over the years. But once upon a time, people like one or two people be like, oh, dang, okay, she like that. Now it's every chick,
Everybody.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it got more extreme. It used to just be tights. Now it's tights with the thing that goes in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
really has to go in the butt
It's
right there.
It's ridiculous.
They
It's
wanna look
ridiculous.
good.
You know, it's
I'm going to give women the
ridiculous.
benefit of the doubt and say they
The only reason why I think you may not think it's ridiculous because you're in there early.
I go early.
But
Yeah,
the hoes
no,
come
the
out
prime
later.
time.
Oh, prime time. What's prime time at the gym? 5 p.m.?
After work and right before work.
5, 6 o'clock. Yeah.
I see him at
Noon.
11 to
Noon,
yeah.
that's the ones with no job.
11
Yeah.
11 to 2 is when I'm in the gym.
Them
That's the
influencers
truth.
be in
That's
there.
the truth. 11 to 2 is when I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
Anywhere between there.
Man, there's a bad.
You go 24 too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dog.
Indeed.
It be
So they
whole
there showing
city,
out.
for sure.
Yeah.
My bad. I call them all hoes. My bad.
But
I'm just
and it depends
It's
which
all right.
gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that one, you talking about that Woodland Hills one, nigga, it's a shit show in there.
It's
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, it's
North Hollywood, Woodland Hills,
North
Ridge.
Hollywood.
Northridge is
They're
probably
there.
the best out of them, far as
No, that Target one, bro, is old people central.
No.
That's my
I mean,
favorite.
far as
Which Target
not
one
being
are
as
you talking
revealing.
The one
about?
on Sepulveda.
No, not that
That's
one.
the Galleria.
It's by my house.
You talking about the one in West Hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
There's
the
another one.
Isn't that
I go
Sprouts
to
and
the-
everything over there? What's
Yeah.
that over there? Yeah, it's like Sprouts. There's a movie theater over there.
gotta check that one
AMC.
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's where I ran into Damon.
They got a pool and a steam room.
Mad Stairs also.
No, they have
it's
an
not as
outdoor
bad as-
basketball court and
Nah, they Burbank.
That's
too.
it.
Yeah, they bourbon. I don't like that.
Yeah, I never go out
prison
there.
style
Yeah.
basketball.
Playing the gate.
Yeah.
I never go out there. I go hoop at the one by Costco.
Okay. See, I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah, but I like the other one because people just be in there just to work out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of old people. It's a
Fine
lot of-
fat nigga. I can't stop looking at myself. This is crazy, bro.
Oh, fine fat nigga.
Jesus
You
Christ.
cute, Chaz.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, look at this shit. It's nuts, bro.
Go ahead,
I see
Cuddle Bear.
myself sometimes. I be like, God damn, you're beautiful, bro. This is
Hilarious.
ridiculous. I can't lose this weight, nigga. It would be a problem. I'm not married anymore, nigga. Let this happen. What are we talking about? It's crazy. Oh my God. Look, my metabolism is
You could
trash.
you could be a Levert.
Oh, Jesus. Nigga, if I could sing,
Yeah.
Levert is bearded. He was bearded though. That
You need
played
a
a
beard,
part.
bro.
You got
You
to
need a
beard it
full
up,
beard.
bro.
beard's for ugly people.
One of the
nigga. I
older,
got it.
beard it
the
up,
older
bro.
Levert or the younger Levert?
Gerald.
Chaz can be a little Gerald
Gerald
Jr.
was bearded
It's a
up.
problem, bro. What?
Ow.
How me? Stop, girl. You better stop. Huh? I'm gonna put my family at risk, okay?
Why did it seem like you were in the corner of some party drunk
Me?
when this conversation was happening? With
That-
oh, come on,
That was
now.
me. That
Don't
was me
put my
in a
family
sober
at risk.
mind. See,
Uh-huh.
a drunk Chaz probably. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
never
nah,
know what
get
he's
your
like.
legs from behind your head, Chaz.
Drunk Chaz
Jesus.
would be. Chaz sober be off the hinges sometimes. Drunk Chaz.
I think drunk Chaz would be a maniac.
He would be a maniac, bro.
I think he'd be insane.
So you,
I'm talking about just what would come out of his mouth.
Yeah,
would
it would
be
be. It
fucking
would be
crazy.
bad. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Like what'd I say?
Yeah, it would be wild.
I'd be worried.
It'd
I'm
be like,
worried
all right,
now,
we're
nigga.
gonna take him out. We're gonna take him out. We're gonna take him out. We got it. My bad. Like,
I don't even
it'd be
think he'd have to be drunk just off of one drink. Chaz would be like, whoa.
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, you know, it's like, okay, we're sorry.
Yikes. I
You
don't
brought
wanna
him
be-
here? Nah. He normally
He's
don't do
normally
that.
well mannered and contained.
Who blew alcohol in his face? It's on his face. I smelled it.
Yeah.
which is your favorite gym? I know we were talking about 24, but is it Planet Fitness, Equinox, what's some more?
Equinox is-
I've
What is
only
it,
been-
23 and a
Fitness.
half hour fitness? They have, but what are they, 22
I've never been
hour?
to the.
That's hilarious.
Equinox. Remember we went to that one in New York?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was Equinox. I don't get the price of it because
You
the
get
price
why
is
people
hella,
do it?
it's hella, but I
Wait,
get why you do it.
I
Yeah.
get the price of it. That lotion smell good.
you gonna get some
all of it's
elliptical.
all
Yeah,
of it's
some
extremely
eucalyptus.
nice.
And you don't mind. They got individual showers. You ain't got to shower with the
Yeah.
boys.
It's
the
crazy.
old dude with his leg up.
With the one old college dude that want to come with the towel. Ouch.
The bathroom though is just a little dirty, and I don't want no dirtiness for that kind of price.
You right
That's
about
fair.
that.
What was dirty about
It
it?
was just the one. I
There's
don't
like
want to
two
see nothing. I don't want to see
towels
nothing on the floor.
That's fair.
Was it
It
clean
should
for New
come
York?
with a-
No, it was clean.
It was clean. It just wasn't like the price for Equinox is hella money.
He wants
bro.
it immaculate.
I mean, I
If
get it because
it's-
it's
yeah.
over $200 a month. Like,
Wait, yeah.
it's not cheap at all.
It is a rent.
Yeah,
but
it's a rent.
I pay
but-
$300 a year for 24-hour fitness.
Facts.
So
How much you pay?
like $300 a
What
year.
type of soap they
Yeah,
got there?
I pay like
yeah.
I'm
What type of
grandfathered in.
lotion they got there? What type
Zero.
of
You
soap?
got to bring your own lotion.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, you got it. You ain't
Yeah,
coming
it's
on
24.
amenities.
They all got steam rooms.
Nah.
Yeah.
No,
Not
they
all
don't.
of
Not
them.
all of
Depends
them.
on which ones.
Oh, so
They
the
got a
ones I go
masseuse
to?
there.
No,
No.
no
Oh,
masseuse.
damn.
There's
I'm
a
making
creep.
up shit. I
There's
don't
a creep
even know
not
if
too far
Equinox-
away.
I don't even know if Equinox got this.
There's a creep on there like, you want me to rub you down? How much? I do it for free.
That's one of them dudes with the thong shirts.
Yeah, put your underwear back on.
I don't like the dudes that try to hold conversations in the locker room. Like, nigga,
This ain't time to talk.
If
you
they're
can't talk to me with your
old-
dick out,
If
bro.
they're old,
Like-
I get it.
Like,
I talk
no.
to old man.
Nah,
You talk to
nah.
old-
I talk to old people, man,
No,
because
that means
they're.
you've been doing it your whole life if you're old doing it.
I'm not doing that,
What
bro.
does it?
It
Yes,
means he's
does.
been talking
No,
to
it
him his
doesn't.
whole
I went
life.
to the grocery store the other day.
He said in the locker
saw-
room.
That's
but
fine.
listen,
Naked.
wait, but still, old men are old men, no matter where they are. They're
Naked.
lonely.
They
as
weren't
shit.
always old though. I'm gonna be a quiet ass old dude.
Old
Like,
men are
You're gonna
peop-
get more and more. You're gonna see somebody waking up like, oh,
Man, I remember that, but I'm not doing it with my dick out. Is my point.
Well,
Like,
Chaz is gonna
like,
be the
I'm
old
not-
man in the locker room with his dick
I'm
out.
gonna be the old man in the grocery store with my dick out. Hey, what you trying to get?
What
I got
happened? Somebody blew out. We'll get him. We'll get him. We'll get him. Sorry. Sorry. We'll get him.
he's off his meds again.
Yeah, that locker room, I'd be like, bro, just
No, it's a lot. People like
Just
these,
wait,
these
bro.
balls is over.
There's not a lot of words you should say in the bathroom in passing. In
No,
the public
it's
bathroom.
not.
Why are you naked in the locker room anyway?
Bro, it's a different time
There's
from old
options.
dudes,
You can
bro.
use
Do
it
people
to-
actually shower there and go straight to
because you gotta
work or
think
something?
people be going,
So-
they go to the gym. That 6 to 9, all those people got to go to work, and then the 6 to 9 after, all the people just came from work. So that's when But the morning people is when a lot of people be in their shower because they running somewhere, and I'll be like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, get your ass home. Get a
I'm only in
I
here
have
because I was in
freedom.
the jacuzzi and I got to switch my clothes out. But
No, you know what? When I see these older dudes, not the ones in the locker room, they're from, the ones in the locker room, they're from a different time when it was way less. That's gay, right? Them dudes
It was gay back then.
You're not saying they weren't gay. It was just not a big point to.
It was more secretive back then.
And them dudes would just walk around butt naked. That was
NFL
just-
locker room style. It's all the
Yeah.
secret.
and then you get older and you be like, I mean, the next day it was like, ugh, y'all
You talking
gay.
about bathhouses? Everybody
mean?
heard about those.
Not a bathhouse.
You
that's
seen
just
it
no,
in
he's just
movies.
saying like back in the time, like even showering after a game or something.
we
That was
never
just normal. Like
did
they used to
that.
shower
Yeah,
after
nobody
PE
showered.
back in the day.
They
Like,
did. Yeah,
And-
they
yeah.
did.
We
And-
never did
In
We
that.
never
junior
did that
high, the
shit.
coach used to make us shower.
We'd be in there
After,
full
it'd
clothes
be
on,
freezing.
water running, or just be
He
next
forced
to it.
your coach at Ford. He be watching.
He'd be like, if y'all
Time,
don't
y'all.
come, he'd check your hair to see if
Wait,
it was wet.
whoa, wait
Yeah,
a
for
minute.
real?
Yeah, y'all have to shower.
Where's he at now? Locked up or?
He aged out the game. He was old then.
Why was they
old.
forcing the showers on
That's
y'all?
weird.
I don't know.
I mean, that
It's
teenage
health,
must
health,
is
I
annoying,
guess.
but
I guess people
I mean,
jock itch.
Good point. Teenage must is
teenage
horrible.
must is
It's
really
it's
bad.
a strong factor.
And it starts around 9, 10, like the age Keon is.
10.
Nigga, I be in them huddles like y'all can't. It was one practice I said y'all at that age now.
Can't
Y'all
say everybody gather around. Here,
Y'all can't come
for
just
you.
like this no more.
Yeah,
Like coach is struggling. Okay, y'all can't do this. Y'all stink.
You know why you guys stink on the court? Because you stink at home.
Hygiene is the key to a good game.
That's great. Man, it's hard out here. It's hard out here. Gas is high. Eggs are high. Groceries are high. People are high. So I'm trying to get me a nice crib for the fam. We can all be tucked inside and hide out from the people. But man, these interest rates are high as well. And if you ain't got the proper credit score, it's even harder to get a good interest rate. That's why I have Kickoff to help me kick off my credit the right way, man. What is Kickoff, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Kickoff is the #1 credit building app out there. It has over 100,000 positive reviews on the App Store and had 98% are 5-star. That's everybody. 98%, that's everybody. Start building your credit immediately for $1 for your first month. With AutoPay, you never have to worry about missing a payment, so you can build credit in your sleep. Sign up in minutes from your phone. No credit check. Cancel anytime. If your credit is under 600, you can jump like 28 points in your first month. Kickoff is a smart, legit credit hack with no catch, no credit check, no hidden fees, and no interest. It's simple. You make the one-time payment credit card bureau, see your good behavior, and your credits grow fast, man. Told you guys what I'm trying to do. I had no one to teach me these lessons when I was young. I just had a random dude named Craig, not Craig Wayans, a random dude named Craig trying to help me out. Or you can go to some YouTube guru who's just trying to sell you some kind of payment plan. But you ain't got to do all that with Kickoff, man. It's going to help you out, get the right way, get the information you actually need in a set manner and a plan to actually help build your credit. What you need to do, let me tell you, man. You got to go to getkickoff.com/issues. That's getkickoff.com/issues. That's kickoff with no C, KIKOFF. With that, you'll get 80% off. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/issues to activate the offer. Offer applies to new customers first month only. Subject to approval, often subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply. Point stat based on Equifax. Vantage scores 3.0 changes for Kickoff users starting under 600 who made their first on-time payment between January 2021 and March 2024. Payment credit activity outside Kickoff can have an impact on your credit. Individual results may vary.
And we're back with another episode of Daddy Issues.
A gunshot.
Man, I feel like we should ban DC. From
That was a good one, bro.
I don't think so.
It's a
First
little
off, it was
slow,
late.
bro.
Yeah, it
No,
was
wasn't
late. It was a
I
little
was.
slow.
It was
I
definitely
built the
late.
suspense.
No, and then it wasn't exciting.
It was exciting.
No, it wasn't.
Y'all were waiting for it.
Yeah, but it wasn't exciting. It was a letdown.
It's a little special needs ish. You tried to throw a jazz spin to it.
I don't know, man. This is
That was good, bro.
I don't think so.
Is that a one piece? I like the jacket hoodie combo.
This
is
is
it all
a-
together?
Oh, I
Oh, it
thought
is
you
one
meant
piece.
shirt
one piece.
pants.
Oh, okay, I like that.
shirt pants?
Sometimes you go to Walmart and you can act up a little bit.
Oh, that's
fellas.
Walmart?
This is
Okay.
Walmart.
I would not have
Okay.
guessed that.
This is Walmart, bro.
Yeah.
Walmart has some
That's
stuff.
solid.
I would not have guessed that.
Really?
No.
Yeah, a little Walmartish, man. Yeah.
He was like, oh, I like
Look
this.
at Walmart getting some fashion, some style.
Are we still allowed to go to Walmart?
No, I don't know.
I haven't been to Target since.
I ain't been to
went
Target.
one time actually.
Yeah.
I had to get some
Coon.
gloves. I told you when I needed some gloves. I said I'm not.
I
about
didn't
to buy it.
understand.
then.
I didn't understand why Target was the only. They weren't the only company that can't. I didn't know
No,
why
it's
they
Target,
were. The,
Walmart.
Yeah, I didn't know why they.
No,
were
I
the
saw this.
Bully of it.
I saw the guy who actually talked about it. He had like 4 or 5 reasons why they went to Target first. Because he was just like, his first phrase was like, if you're gonna eat an elephant, do it in pieces, right? So he said we went to Target first. Here's a couple reasons why. He said they were supposed to. He said when Black Lives Matter happened with George Floyd, they promised a certain set of money, but they never. That was supposed to happen in 2025.
Mhm.
Target did?
That's what. So this is what he said, that Target was supposed to give a certain amount of money in 2025. They did not do it. And I guess by the time it canceled in by the time Trump canceled DI, they were like, oh, okay, well, we don't have to do it anymore. So they didn't do it. And then he was like, there's Targets all over all over colleges around the nation. There are no HBCUs. So that was another reason. He was talking about how much money Black people spend. He had a few reasons of why Target was the initiative.
Okay.
But I think the plan is to go to other spots in that section to show like Black.
But you'd have to do that for like an extended period of time, not one day. You know, one day.
Well,
There-
one day they said
It's supposed to be 40 days.
Yeah.
I thought
I
it was
thought people
forever.
was
I thought it
doing
was
it for
forever. I
one
just
day.
ain't
I
going
didn't
back.
know.
For
Yeah.
each acre they owe us.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
a
I
great-
never
that's
went
a
anywhere.
great-
You know me. I boycott
40 days in a
365 days a
mule.
year. So.
Yeah, Keon, it's like, you goddamn right. We're
yeah,
not shopping there.
I don't have no problem not spending no money
Hey,
anywhere.
man, you find me a place I get gloves that's DI friendly or whatever. I'm there. But
Is Costco DEI friendly?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Costco's
but I had
one
to
of the
get
best
400
companies.
gloves.
Yeah, I'm in Costco. I love
Hey,
Costco now.
That was the
Costco's a
least.
good ass company, like to work for, to be a part of. Like they just a good
To
ass
eat at.
company.
I said,
Yeah.
y'all don't have 100? He said, it was 400 was a minimum. I said, I can't buy 400
What kind of gloves?
Just regular blue.
Latex gloves.
Gloves,
you know.
just
Oh,
regular.
oh. I mean, eventually you'll use them.
You mean
No,
winter
no,
gloves?
Why did you
not.
need them in the first place?
Just like around the house, just gloves. I just
Oh,
needed
you'll
to
use them. You
throw
can take them
some
on
stuff
set
away.
one day. You gonna use them gloves?
I'm not going to use 400 gloves. I probably haven't used 400 gloves to this day.
Yeah, you're gonna use them
400?
eventually.
I think
Take
you're
them on
supposed
set.
to, you're
Donate
supposed to
them
change those out. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed
It's
to.
they're one-time
They're
use.
disposable. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
so you can
Yeah,
use
so
them.
why you need one pair?
I don't need 400. I need 50.
Get
baby.
active.
50's fair. 400's a lot.
That's a lot.
400's a lot for our black people. Are you saying 400 for your
Glove represent a year, my brother. A year that we were enslaved by the white man.
400 years ago, a glove each year?
Oh, boy.
I saw this black lady confronting black people that were in Target.
I saw that.
You see that?
Hilarious.
I thought that was
What
dope.
you doing in here, sister?
Yeah, she's like, what y'all doing in here? You know
boycott.
we ain't supposed to be here. And they was
What if they was like, "What you doing in here?"
Yeah, she
she's
just
like, I'm
threw it on
patrolling
there.
y'all.
How you know? But she had a
I came
handful
to
of
save your
stuff.
soul.
She did. She seen her friends from church. It was like,
Uh-huh.
oh,
What y'all
what
doing in
y'all
here?
doing in here? Y'all
What if
know
she was
better.
shopping but saw them and flipped it? It was like,
Mhm.
what y'all doing in here? Took her
But
phone out.
we probably need that because it's easy to forget sometimes. You just be like, oh, I'm gonna go here and grab something. You need that little
Target's
black
never
patrol.
been my spot just because it was always expensive. So I
Yeah,
was just
Target's
like,
not my
ah.
go-to.
It's not my
Right, that's
go-to.
where all the single mothers are.
Yeah, Target's convenient, but it's never like my go.
How did Target get popping like this?
Single mothers.
I feel like in
Women-
the late 90s, it became Target all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I'm
women was
like,
going.
They were-
heavy,
they
'cause
were
they had
always-
nicer stuff than Walmart.
They were cleaner Walmart.
They were
too.
cleaner Walmart, and they were up. So people feel like I could be bougie and cheap here, and that's how it started.
and they had popcorn.
Yeah,
They did have some good popcorn.
They
They
had
had
good popcorn.
They had the Slurpees and
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
Slurpee.
It was just
Pizza.
it was a way better Walmart.
That
So
is
people started
true.
going.
They
Yeah.
did have the little
Because
shit
Walmart is
popping.
that's the wild west.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
you get what you pay for.
As soon as you walk in, you be like, this is dingy.
yeah, like why is there? Why is,
As
it's
soon as I
always
walk
somebody
in-
in there off their meds. It's
As soon as I walk in, I take something off the shelf and move it to another section. Walmart. That's how Walmart is. It gives that vibe. Like,
it's a mess. In
Somebody
there.
move it back.
Give them something to do.
I always thought Walmart was just very rednecky, and I don't know if that was just a Michigan thing, but I was remember being like, "This is where they come out right here."
Yeah, it was
You bring a
just-
Walmart, you get the meth.
Even if
the
you look
meth
at the
heads come
clothing
out.
and stuff, when like 4th of July, Walmart be all, yeah, goddamn America, buddy. Like Walmart go in on them
Yeah.
holidays, bro.
Target got bathrooms. I don't know if Walmart got any.
They
They
do.
got
Target got them
bathrooms,
right
yeah.
up front, and they're very
Yeah, Target's a
friendly.
nice.
Like,
Yeah, Walmart's is in the back by the shoes. Like
Yeah.
get in there, hide.
buy something, walk through the
I know you're gonna
stock
do
room.
your meth back there, buddy. Keep it down.
So I always find it weird when you go to the bathroom at the grocery store and it's in the back where they work, where the employees be. You know what I mean? You can
It
see
be next to the fresh produce.
Yeah.
They be bringing produce in. The bathroom flush.
Because they don't really expect you to use a Walmart. You're supposed to be in and out. You're not
Yeah.
hanging out in the grocery store. So if you go in there, it's an emergency.
It's an emergency.
You got to go like now.
If you're watching this, that means I'm extremely hungry. That if you're watching this right now, I've recorded through pain and hunger. And I'm at the studio where there's no kitchen. Because if it was, you for sure can bet I'd be using HelloFresh right now. What is HelloFresh, you ask? With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasoned recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. I love cooking HelloFresh with my kid, man. It's one of the most fun things. Teaching her how to cook. Honestly, let's be real. It's teaching me how to cook. No problem eating, but teaching me how to cook. You get to mix it up. The stuff comes pre-packaged. You can put your own little spice and whatever you want to add on there, recommendations. But one of the best things I love about it is just doing it with my kid, man. Because I hate grocery stores. I hate going outside in general. Every time you guys ever see me, I'm inside. You've never caught me outside. I'm inside. And the only time I was outside, I hurt my knee. That's why I stay inside. So if you're tired of figuring out what's for dinner tonight, especially on those busy weekdays, get dinner the easy way with HelloFresh. You can find time to eat well with 50 wholesome, hassle-free meals to choose from each week delivered to your door. 50 meals, that's quite the variety, if you will. HelloFresh 15-minute meals are done in just 3 simple steps, so you can eat better this year without all the hassle. So get up to 10 free meals. What? 10 free meals. And then a free high-protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/issues10FM. That's HelloFresh.com/issues. Issues10FM. 1 item per box with active subscription. You're going to need to get that subscription, player. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by the plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/issues10FM. 10 free. You can't get a free meal nowhere. You got to be homeless in a park somewhere to get a free meal somewhere. So do yourself a favor, man. Go to HelloFresh right now and step your cooking game up.
I've had to go in the supermarket before.
I've
Oh,
done it.
my
I've
stomach's
been
getting
there,
good.
like-
You're like, oh, ooh, my stomach bubbling.
Mhm.
I've only had to pee, actually. I'm not a big public pooper.
Oh yeah, I'd leave my cart
Sometimes
right
you don't got
there.
a choice.
by the
That's
back.
what I'm saying. If it's an emergency, I've done it. But it's a
It's not a
last
go-to. It's a last
resort.
resort.
You
Some
come
people
back-
are very comfortable just going anytime, any place. Like, you know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom.
With no
I'm
wipe
like,
down either.
Yeah, I
Ugh,
mean.
that's nasty.
Do y'all check the time on the wall to see when the last person came in?
Nah.
clean? Just like, hey.
Oh, I never even
Never
think
thought
I paid
about
that much
that.
attention.
I don't
Oh,
be
I
in there
checked
like
it.
Craig
that.
be doing this all
Because public
Yeah.
bathrooms, I do my own little clean down as much as I can anyway.
Yeah.
You got to.
with a little hand sanitizer on the
Oh,
toilet.
I'll take
it.
the soap. I wipe the
You
thing
gotta go
down.
buy the Lysol wipes while you're in the store.
Yeah.
Go grab
Wipe
them off
it
the
down.
shelf. Go wipe it. I'm gonna buy these later.
But even I'm not sitting bare booty, even if I
Nah.
Lysol it down. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not doing work
Yeah.
there.
I ain't hovering either. I ain't got it in me.
Nah, I can't hover either.
Nah, these knees.
I'm sitting on it. So I'm sitting on the paper.
you gotta lay down the little.
I like the airports where the paper automatically comes out and it's
The little plastic.
Oh yeah, it rotates.
a
yeah.
brand new one. You're like, this is nice. This is nice. And the stall go all the way down to the ground. I'm like, wow,
Oh yeah.
I can do this.
Oh no, when you got a door and you're
Yeah.
separating that, that's the beauty
now
of
we're
it.
talking.
Yeah, nice and clean.
I go to the family bathroom.
Oh,
the
yeah.
trans
Yeah.
bathroom.
The tr-
They be having a bed in there, the handicap bathroom with the bed in it, the shower. I'm like, yeah,
Set
let's
the
do it.
trans bath.
Yeah, you know the third one, nobody be going in. I'd be right in there.
You know why
ooh,
nobody
this
goes
is
in there?
luxurious.
and I just realized why nobody goes in there because I went in there one time. 'Cause I had to change. You know, like I got off a flight and I had to go somewhere real fast, so I need to go in there. But when you come out and it's really an actual mother waiting with her kid, you be feeling like shit.
I know.
Like I'd be like, I'm sorry. I know you need. I'm so sorry.
You're supposed to go in the handicap bathroom and change.
I couldn't. It was the
What's
bathroom
the
was
same
full.
thing?
Yeah. What
Oh,
do
you mean
walk
the
out?
handicap stall?
Yeah, in the
But what
handicap
if somebody
stall.
pull up on that one? They roll up.
Hey,
man.
man, I'm changing.
He was gonna be
okay?
waiting for somebody. With another handicap, I could limp out.
What if you walked out and he was like he was about to give out? He'd been sitting
You
there
made
the
it
whole
this
time.
far, bro. You're not gonna die. Relax.
No eye
What if he's doing the
contact
full
rule.
on something about Mary?
Hey, man, you'll be all right.
Like Craig said, you just don't look at
No
it.
eye contact. You just come out. Hey.
Come back.
You just saying, hey, man, you're handy can. Okay, buddy? Okay? And you walk out of there.
Are they gonna get rid of that stuff? Well, since they're taking all this other stuff, the DEI stuff, or are they gonna get rid of just all? It's gonna be like back to just women, men bathrooms.
Well, it's back to that on the passports now.
Okay, so that's coming. We going back to just
Yeah.
regular.
Wait, it
bathrooms.
wasn't like that on the passport?
No, before if you identified with woman, you had woman on your passport.
No, for real?
Now
I didn't
it's
know that.
nah.
Oh wow, yeah,
We
I didn't know that.
identified.
yeah. I seen them ripping up the Black Lives Matter thing in DC. How they had it on the street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they taking that up today.
Oh,
I
they
didn't
tried
see
to
that.
take that up since day one.
They
Yeah,
drill-
they was
yeah.
graffitiing it all the time,
Mhm.
and they've
They
been trying to do
ripping
that.
up,
Now it's black people.
Now it's official.
They've been doing that shit.
Yeah, black people with the jackhammers too. That got to be a cold job to be you be black and be like, hey, come take this up out of.
Yeah.
They hired all black people for it?
Yeah, it's all
I
black
want
people.
y'all to do this.
Imagine
Jackhammer.
in your neighborhood, someone just put a big sign on the floor.
Well, if it says something I like, I'm with it.
Yeah.
If I saw Black Lives Matter in my neighborhood, I'd be like, goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like it.
It don't even have to be deep. It could be like titties are amazing. I'd be like, keep this. nigga. Like,
That's a little different.
keep it out there. You know. It didn't.
But yeah, but if I came outside and it was like, you niggers got 3 days, I'm like, we gotta cover this up.
To do what exactly?
Yeah, I feel the way I come outside. You got kente cloth all around my basketball court now. I didn't ask for this. I get Black Lives
But when
Matter. I
they did
just
it
wanna
during the
hoop.
time, it was like wasn't around that George Floyd time when they dropped it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, even with all that, even back then, I felt that way. It's like I'm not asking for this. I'm asking for fair treatment and for like the gestures they were
doing
doing
a lot of extra
hella
stuff.
gestures that nobody
Yeah.
asked for. So that's
Right.
why that shit didn't matter to me.
Right.
I'm like, I don't care about
It's cute.
you changing a color or
Right.
tweeting something or whatever. Like, what are you actually gonna do? Like, I
Stop
don't
killing us.
like, yeah, that's it. Like,
about
just
that?
just
Stop.
treat us fairly and stop being
yeah.
assholes. Like, I didn't care for the
Slow down.
the-
We'll
the-
start with the tweet.
the jerseys.
Then we'll see
Right.
about
Yeah,
not
like,
killing
The
y'all.
jerseys.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't necessarily
I'm like,
appreciate the merch either.
Yeah,
I
that's what
didn't,
I'm saying, the merch.
I
I'm
didn't
like-
want to get a black dude getting choked out on the
I can't
t-shirt.
breathe. I'm
Like,
like,
The
make it an
silhouette.
animation or
Yeah.
something.
KFC with a chicken fist.
Yeah, they were doing way too
What,
much. Yeah.
Black Panther
what are they
fist.
doing? Like, it's just nobody asked
At
for
the end
that.
of the end zone, end racism. You're like, just,
Yeah.
how about just?
It's not
yeah.
going to.
Then racism dance after the touchdown.
Black and white tugging.
Mhm.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, just be a better person. Like, that's change laws. Like, do some real shit. I don't give a
Right.
fuck about this stuff, man. I never
But
cared
it
about
doesn't
that.
help.
It don't do shit.
Is it a
They
marketing
choke a nigga
company
right on
putting
that
it-
sign. Anyway.
But if he's choking him, he's like, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. I can't do this right
All right,
here.
man.
He dragged you 2 feet away. We do
He's
this
around
over
the corner.
here.
Hey,
Yeah.
take him around back. That's what I'm saying. When they do this stuff, I'm like, what do you think people are going to be driving? Like, it's a billboard that says "End Racism." You think
Right.
somebody going to be driving and be like, I should stop? Like, no,
It's out of
nigga.
my heart now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Dumb.
changed for a radio station, let alone that.
I mean,
Like,
well, so
ooh,
then what do
the
you
beat.
do? What do you start with? Because if you're talking about changing laws, which we know, it is more than a task to create a new law, get a law changed, right?
Mhm.
And that's if you got to get a certain number of voters and stuff behind it, right? That law may or may never change, no matter what you do, right?
But I'm saying that's what people want.
Sure,
real
but,
shit.
But that's a much more. Is it possible? For sure, we've seen laws
Yeah.
change, right? We've seen laws stuff like that come around, but that's also a years thing to happen,
Yeah.
right?
It's
that
a
takes
generational thing.
yeah.
Changing the law doesn't end it though.
It doesn't end
Yeah.
it, nor does it happen immediately.
But you can do other things. Like, I don't know how much money that.
Changing the law just means you're gonna get in trouble if we catch you doing it. You know what I mean? If
Well,
you break it.
hopefully,
Yeah.
Right.
because there's laws that get passed those laws,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
I wonder who racist publicist was. Because racism got out there quick. And it's taken forever to get it like off the shelves.
They're probably
Somebody had
trash.
to be-
Oh yeah.
Somebody was dope because it took a day for nigga
Yeah.
to spread across the world.
No, I see what you're saying, Craig. You're like, because racism is still around.
We've been marching,
Yeah.
we've been doing everything, and it ain't working.
The lawyer's like, listen, just lay low a little bit, racism. This is all gonna blow over, get you right back out there.
Can I come out today?
And that's a great point. That just means it's never going to
It's
change.
never.
It just means it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's not going to change. It just comes in different forms, different, you know what I mean?
So I'm like, so don't do that. But if you're gonna do it, let's say, because we know you can't stop it, right? It's not gonna ever end.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna put your money somewhere or whatever, like invest into those poor neighborhoods. That's what I'm talking about, like stuff like that. Like,
Right.
you spend all this money on a fucking sign. How about getting these kids books that actually, you know, like invest into that
How
kind of
is
stuff.
teaching black people gonna end racism?
Like that's what I'll be like. Come on, man.
You gonna make
Cut the shit.
smart ass black people now?
Yeah, man.
What happens a lot now too is once people make money, they move out the neighborhood, or when they get to an age that they're able to give back to their neighborhood. Now nobody that they grew up with or know lives in that.
But it's not on them.
neighborhood.
They're not the ones causing the racism. I'm talking about these companies, government stuff. Y'all want to do something, do that for real. I don't need a stupid sign.
Nah, you're too far in that's the whole systematic thing.
Yeah, but
But-
that's what people want. That's the real shit.
that
Anything
ain't
other than
changing.
that is just
And that's
dumb.
what they don't want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, we'd rather just give y'all a sign on the ground.
Exactly. So it's just
and
like
turkeys on Mother's Day.
yeah, you're
Nah.
just
think
putting
it's-
a Band-Aid on a you know
that would
a
equal
bullet
kind of
wound,
that would
you know?
equal kind of a little bit of reparations when you start
Yeah.
doing that.
I
And
think
that-
it's all valuable, honestly. I don't have a problem with them having in racism in the end zone because we're looking at something, but we're not some young white kid who's watching football with their parents. You know what I mean? I don't know what that conversation is, but I think when people do see those things, there's a conversation. Because look how big basketball is with white kids. Look how big
Yeah.
football is with white kids. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's a conversation of like, hey, we got to end this, Joey? Or do you think it's a conversation of like,
No.
that sign shouldn't be there?
Well, I think
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, it
that's
don't
what I'm
matter with
saying.
this little white kid. If his parents
Right.
are shit, it don't
This-
matter.
this- parents are
is why
twisted.
this is
Yeah.
why this conversation is important, because if there is a kid who's like, I love Lamar Jackson, and he says in racism, and now he's got to explain. Hopefully, it's a conversation starter. My thing is, it can't be the only thing, but I think all those things are important. Because you do have to, man, what happens is how often does the word racism get buried, or they don't want to talk about the word. They
Yeah.
don't want to talk about the word racism. They want to talk about slavery. They don't want to even mention these things.
right.
But if you do put it on the end zone in a playoff game, and it does say in racism, you have to acknowledge that this thing does exist, correct?
Yeah, but to the people who are like that, they don't care. Like, it's a conversation starter for people with sense.
You're trying to do something
If this,
today.
sign,
that's-
if this sign is what triggers the convo, you're already too far behind.
Yeah, like
but we've been too far.
I think you're
behind.
giving
Yeah.
people too much credit.
No. You guys aren't giving the. You're looking at something for a fix.
I
It's not gonna
remind you
happen.
not to
No,
hate.
no. We're just saying, like you said, it's a conversation starter,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
But to that person that don't give, it's not a conversation starter. They're just gonna blow up.
They're gonna
They're
ignore
doing
it.
this shit
But,
again.
but you're
Like, you
you're
know
not
what I mean?
talking
Like,
to that guy,
yeah, but they're raising that kid.
and hopefully
Yeah.
this incites the kid, because these
Yeah.
kids are fans of black people.
Oh, of course,
Right,
But they
okay.
can still be like, do the right thing. He was
You
like,
can still be racist
they can
and
look
be
at, they
fan
look
of black
at, they
people.
can differentiate a black person you live with in your neighborhood and Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
For
It's
sure.
like, well, he's
For
special.
Sure.
Like,
Right.
that's,
Those- those-
that
they're
don't
different,
count.
yeah.
That's Lamar is great.
But you know
these
who all
other
these white
niggers,
kids
you
hoop
know what I
with?
mean?
They hoop with us. And this is
Yeah.
why hoop culture is black culture. And that's why you see all these kids buy out. These kids all do the shit that we started, right?
Yeah.
They're into black culture now.
Of course.
Yeah.
And hip hop, they're in here now.
Yeah.
It's got a lot more attention. You've seen these videos of these kids finding out that their parents are racist, and they're like, I can't believe my parents are racist.
I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, they're great. They're all great. They're all You'll find a string of videos of people confronting their parents about being racist, and, well, I'll care about black people when they care about themselves, when they stop doing this stuff. You'll see a bunch of these videos.
Uh-huh.
But it is each new generation. It is I can't say it's 100% getting better because we see the system that's taking
Right.
place.
And the TikTok comments, it's insane. It's, the racism in the comment section is insane.
It's always
Angel Reese
gonna be
and,
nice.
and Clayton Clark bring them out every time. Every time,
and
bro.
then you got to see with these, especially with these kids you're talking about. You got to see how they turn out as
Later.
they get older.
And,
Yeah.
and this is
They
what
can
this,
be that. They can
Right.
have
You
that
can-
open
you can get
heart.
influenced.
You're right.
Yeah.
And
By
that's
your-
why it's important.
Later
though.
is when it's
That's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
but that's why both things are important. The laws are important, 100%. These young conversations, these things, they're all important. They all matter. It's just you can't only do the sign here,
Yeah.
right? If it's just that, then you're like, this isn't nearly enough to fix anything. We know this is This is just a hey, here you go, guys. We know that's the truth. Until something happens in these courthouses, until something happens in these on paper. But I think both things. I do think both things are necessary. I go like, I appreciate that. You still, this can't be it though.
Yeah.
We
But
still need to see
I
the other
think it's
stuff.
just so much goes on in the home and your peer groups.
For sure.
It's just kind of like, because I feel like every kid starts off innocent. Black, white, Asian. Kids just be like, I'm just out here. And then you get to them teen years. Because I remember elementary school, right? It was just kind of whatever. By the time we got to middle school, and it wasn't like, I'm not saying it was racism, but you saw everybody start veering
to their
group.
people.
For sure.
It was all the black kids were here, the white kids were here, the Mexicans. Elementary school was one big,
Yep.
blah blah, and no one said it.
One big
no
little-
one said
one
to
big-
do it. No
yep.
one. You just
Right.
see people start gravitating. I
One
think
little
I'm supposed to
prison
be
system.
I'm supposed to be over
Yeah,
here.
with
I
my
think I'm
people,
supposed to be
yeah.
over here. I'm supposed to be, and then within those groups, then stuff starts being said, and stuff starts, and then that's the stuff that's like. But then you had the one white kid who was like, "Nah, I'm still gonna be over
I'm still
here
gonna be
in
with
the black
them,
group."
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm still. So it's a lot, but it's
One
the
at a time.
homes.
We gotta
Maybe
convert.
it's different in New York. It's more of a melting pot
Yeah.
until maybe when you get out of school. But normally in school, everybody's just packed together, and when you go home, it's just everybody's playing with everybody.
But y'all got your.
There's certain.
fuck
Well,
with
I'm
them
saying
over
in my
there.
neighborhood where I grew
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
there's some parts where it's just all black or all Hispanic.
I think it's going to get better. This is why this is why the internet's great and terrible. This is why the internet's great and terrible, because all the information's out there, but it's also a great place for people to link up who are racist,
Exactly.
right? Racist,
Oh, yeah, they-
y'all get
yeah.
like, oh, we found our people. We don't have to hide anymore.
Oh,
right?
they find
And that's what's
every-
happening
yeah.
when Trump got off. That's what happened. It's like everybody was like, "Oh, I found my people."
But also, you can't hide information anymore. No matter what they do with all these fucking books, and they're trying to, we're not going to teach this in school anymore. You're not going to be able to wipe
Oh,
the
it's
internet
too much
clean.
out there. Yeah,
You
it's
But
too
you
much
gotta.
out there.
But all people say
One
is,
quick
this ain't
search.
real. This ain't. That's all people do. People will negate some shit they want to negate.
They can negate,
Like,
but you can't negate historians. There are
I mean,
hundreds of years of documents of. You can go back to when Columbus came. All that shit is documented of what he said
Yeah.
and when he meets people. I'm like, there are you can't
But
get
we
rid
have
of that.
sense.
Yeah, but there's
They can
peop-
wipe that
there's
away.
people
Yeah.
who
They
still-
can't. They're not gonna be able to wipe that away from everybody online. You're gonna wipe the internet
but
clean.
it's more of like if they can, because it's already starting in a way where it makes it so that it's harder for that specific group of people to be able to verify that kind of information. Like we're here right now.
Yeah.
We know what we know because we learned it and we see the credible sources from it.
Right.
But it'll be like 15, 20 years from now, we'd be like, nah, on God, I'm telling you, this happened. And then they like, what are y'all talking about? We don't like they never learned this.
I think you got both forces.
They
my
can
bad.
wipe it away, especially from the younger ones coming up.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have both forces going at each other. It's gonna be just as many people creating history, keeping it there, as many people trying to erase it.
yeah.
I
mean,
agree,
that's factual.
But I'm
That's
saying
That
it's
factual.
information
still
will
very
be out
possible
there.
for them, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be so much harder to keep that like as a credible source. Like me growing up and going in school, Wikipedia was not a source that we trusted.
Right.
Now Wikipedia is like one of the most trusted
The only
sources that they're
source,
trying to try to dismantle. Like they're trying to take this shit down.
But even all that, I don't think any of it matters because it's up to the person. Like the average person is so stupid
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter how much you've had conversations with people where you can like here are facts and they'd be like, nah, I don't
people,
believe it.
People
Yeah.
believe what
I
they
don't-
want to
I'm
believe.
not- I'm
that
gonna
is
do it.
that is a direct result of the American education system, and it's designed that way on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like that here, like on purpose, so that people they can't engage with those kind of conversations. And that's why it is important for at least like there still needs to be some kind of education. They still got to have the books. They still need to have all that kind of stuff, but they're taking that shit away. And that is going to create a trickle down effect
Right.
as we were already seeing. And then that it bubbles online into a way where you see the groups and cultures and shit
Yeah.
and the rise of people being
I just wish
Well,
people had more
Nazis and
sense.
shit.
The truth is, even if they take some of the books away, a lot of it, when I was coming up, they didn't start teaching African American history till somewhere in like 8th grade, 7th grade.
middle school.
But when we found it because we wanted to find it,
That's-
and
Yeah.
there was things available, so it didn't
Right.
matter if it was in the classroom or not. We found it because we wanted to get the information.
But I think that goes to
The generational
Chaz's
thing,
point
too.
is like if you want to find it, you'll find it. My point is most people don't want to find it.
Also, they don't know what the fuck to find.
Yeah.
That's also a lot of people just not in the know. And the thing is, when you don't know, then what do you do?
And it's a lot of on us too, also to make sure that we're making sure our history doesn't get erased.
Wait, so what kind of history are they going to be teaching these kids now? Are they just going to go back to the
Same.
basic Christopher Columbus?
I mean, that's. I mean,
What are they
the
gonna be
Christopher
doing?
Columbus thing is a real
Well,
story,
they
but it's
can't
more
even
like
tell
what
that
they
anymore.
the way they tell it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
is
real story,
different.
but
so the way they've been doing slavery in some of states, like maybe Florida, Louisiana, it was like they're not even saying that it's slavery. It's like
Yeah, I saw
It's
there
kinda
was
like
a
they
book in
had a choice.
Texas,
yeah.
and they said slavery.
Indentured servants.
No, yeah, something like that. They were saying that they volunteered to like work there and shit
Yeah,
like that. I was
for
like, nigga,
something
what?
else, like basically like a trade off in a way. So they
Right, wild as-
teach
they
it
wild as
in
hell.
totally different. I mean, there's
Yeah.
people nowadays who be like slavery didn't exist, and it's like, what are we talking about?
And then you'd have to this is where I feel not bad, but there's so many people who they would have to unlearn everything they've learned their entire life to be
yeah.
a decent ass person. Like
Yeah.
if you got to go through what you learned in school and what your parents told you. Unlearn all that. And, you know, people don't like doing that because
Nah.
it makes you feel like I've been wrong this long, or
Yeah.
my mom and dad
Because you
was
start
wrong.
thinking about all the decisions
yeah,
you made
all
off
the
of
decisions you
thinking
made,
that
and
way.
so like, no, I'll just
Pluto
stay
is
here.
a planet.
Yeah.
They don't know. They keep switching it.
Hey, I just found out 2 years ago Jesus wasn't his real name. I just found this out. I was
So-
like,
Now imagine the people who grew up,
what?
you know, in a Bible thumping house, you know, and then
that's the
and
majority
then
of the South.
different. You know, it's just hard
Jordan
to.
And that's
West,
usually where
unlearn all
college
that.
would lead you to become like more educated, more radicalized. But college costs how much college
Right.
costs. So it's like education comes at a cost, and that's the problem. Everything is about money at the end of the
Right.
day, and if you don't have the access to it, you're left out in the unknown.
Because I think that was the best part of college was you have to go look up whatever you picking your major, you're picking your
Mhm.
so you have to go look at this stuff. Whereas like high school, middle school, you kind of just
It's
all
whatever
right,
they
whatever.
decide to
But
do.
I think college, that was the best part of college is going to get something you're interested in, do the work, like that kind of stuff. Find yourself, challenge things, you know,
Yeah,
because you're on your own. You get to make your own choices.
This is why I love the internet, though, because I think it's going to kill college. And I think it's going to kill school as we know it now. I think it'll evolve because you can't fake this shit no more in these books. There's too much information. Unless you just choosing brainwashing for your child, unless you're at home. Man, when they bring stuff home for Izzy, we do way more than what they teach. You know what I mean? It's never just, oh, this. I was like, this is surface stuff. There's real information that we need to look up, that we need to find. So I go like, there's only parents who want your kid to do the minimum, but
which is most people.
right. But
Yeah.
as for us as
Oh
black
no,
folks,
we can. You know.
I don't. The thing is too much reliance on the internet. Like obviously everybody does it now, but
Yeah.
it's more about like what is retained on the internet.
Mhm.
It's not as free access as we think it is.
Far as what?
As right now it is, but as we see, like if somebody basically comes in control of something and they have the money to do so, it's going to change.
Sure.
Like Jeff Bezos owning the Washington Post and then him being like, I'm firing this team and they can't speak about this kind of
Yeah.
thing. That whole thing is gone. That is a
You can
entire
control the
spec-
narrative now.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
trusts the Washington Post anymore? Or
But
any
it's-
news?
But
It's about the control.
That's the thing. So now
Middle
we don't
America.
trust our own.
Middle
Yeah, so now we
America,
don't
bro.
trust our own journalists, and journalists they have a right to uphold like what they're saying. So
For
it's like,
sure.
okay, we don't trust them, so then we just rely on who? And then who is this
Some
person?
random
is this a real
guy
person?
coming out of Walmart, baby.
we
Yeah.
should. I'm glad that we're at a place where we shouldn't trust anybody. You have to look at multiple resources. You got to do your own research.
Yeah, but that was all. That's even in journalism they tell you to do that.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you're looking at multiple sources and they all say similar things, then who do you believe?
Yeah.
Well, then you get older and realize the journalists are getting paid somewhere, and
Then you do your own
sometimes
research.
they just
Yeah,
do
it depends
the
on what
job
it
they're
is.
paid for.
They a lot of them are under that because of like the money thing or whatever, where they can't they can't say certain things. But I mean, like even the White House kicked out several organizations that necessarily wouldn't lean in their favor, and that's because that's like a lean more to like fascist
Yeah.
type shit.
Someone was just saying this. They said even the news channels change according to who the president is.
Yeah, you
like
control. They
before
control
we
the
were
media.
CNN. We had a CNN president. Now we have a Fox News
Fox
president.
News. Yeah, they control what's going on out there. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But that's historically always been the case. Fox always leans more
teach your
Republican
children, dog.
and shit like that.
You got to
Well,
be in charge of their education.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's. I
But
think we speak a lot of times with our core groups. Like I don't give any credit or trust most people. I don't. My expectation for society is so low that I don't really have hope for the average person to be like, let me have some sense. Like they just don't.
You got to think
was
of what's
gonna-
going on generationally. as it continues to drop down, like my generation is raising kids now, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like we're so educated, but it's like there's a divide, and then we see what's going on with the kids nowadays as they go through this COVID, like after the COVID culture and shit, and they're not learning that everything that they do is on TikTok. They can't focus, they can't read well, like all of that trickles down. So then they're gonna grow up and be adults, and then they're in high school and they're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to. And
unless
then
you
they
have
turn
parents,
into
like my
adults.
kids read every day, like they have to read books every day. But that's something
Exactly.
I
but
make them
you
do.
made
Yeah,
them
that's what I'm
do
saying.
that.
But the average person ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
The
Kids are
average,
too smart now.
like I admire Chaz's optimism. Like I just don't have the same. I don't believe
It's
in
it's not
humans.
optimism. Me and you agree about people. We agree about people in general. But the only thing I think that we really differ is just like I agree that the general population of people, and I don't want to say that they're all the ignorance is for sure there.
Yeah,
And it's chosen. Right? There's a
Oh,
choice
for
of
sure.
I will not learn this.
for sure.
I refuse
For
to
sure.
learn this.
For sure. Be smarter.
I
God
will-
damn it.
I will
The
stay
Walmart.
right. This is what I've learned for 50 years.
Right.
However, and just kind of what Amir was saying is that I don't think it's a thing about these kids not being able to focus. It's just that we're at an age and a place where everything is going to be different, and we're going to see the effects another 10 to 15 years. And we can't assume these kids aren't going to get smarter. They're going to be able to hold way more information and not even have to retain as much information because the access is there all the time, right? The idea of us knowing all these phone numbers and stuff like that is like, are we stupider because we can't remember all these phone numbers anymore like we used to, right? Growing up before cell phones, it's like we don't have to.
Yeah, we had to survive.
Yeah.
But other things are gonna replace
But I don't
that.
know if that like I don't know if we can narrow it down to like a phone number thing. Like as far as like basic reading, writing, and fundamental skills that these kids are not learning.
Yeah,
like
it's all
they
down.
cannot retain it.
But
They can't
also-
write a 5-paragraph essay. It's like I'm a chat GPT.
They may not have to, and that's what I'm saying. If the world changes, they don't have to anymore. That stuff is gonna be irrelevant. We're just not
thing
gonna
is
need
that
that
it-
anymore.
Not irrelevant, but a lot of the kids now are missing the beginning
Exactly.
phases,
Mhm.
Right.
because
They don't have the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have the
They're not
fundamentals.
gonna need them.
But
But they you
will.
always
No,
need
they
fundamentals.
won't.
You always
You
need
guys are
fundamentals.
looking at a world where you're not looking at it 20 years from now. You may or may not need them. You may or may not need them 20 years from now. You may or may not need to know how to read and write 20 years from now.
Which
You
is
may or may
pathetic.
not-
You
That's what I'm
always
saying.
don't
That's-
need to
you're
know
gonna-
1
you're
plus
gonna-
1
Yeah.
You don't know
two.
what the
You're
world's
gonna-
gonna look like.
But
You can't say it's
that
pathetic.
sounds
It could go in
ridiculous.
reverse
Of
though,
course,
Chaz.
because
It
it
could go-
goes-
hold
it
on.
sounds ridiculous.
Go back however many years we can go back, and then reading and writing is fundamental.
I'm not saying
But it can go in reverse.
Yeah.
It can go to a point where they could take all this shit away.
you're
all
right.
the
I'm not
internet away,
disagreeing with you
all
guys. I'm
social
talking
media.
about the possibilities of what can and what can't be. Okay, I'm not saying this is how it's gonna be.
Right.
I'm just saying we're in a world where we do not know what that's gonna look like in 20 years. We
No,
don't
we don't know.
because we're in the very beginning of the social media era. We've seen it for when Facebook started, 2008 or so, something like that. 2006 we kind of seen YouTube come
It's-
around.
it's almost been
6.
20
My-
years.
Space years.
And now look at AI and what AI is doing. Right, we're in the very beginning of AI, and it's growing and getting better every single day. We have no
You seen
idea.
them women, boy.
We have no idea what it's gonna look like the next year from now. You know what I mean? Like this stuff is growing rapidly. So I go like, will you need this stuff? Maybe it's pathetic. Maybe this stuff would be an entirely new world.
Right.
And we're like, they don't read newspapers no more. It's like we're like, y'all still reading and writing, nigga. We Neuralinking. It's like y'all still on this shit?
Oh, you're saying that.
I'm just saying we don't know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm just like,
But
my
that
thing
just-
is,
But
to
it
me,
can
that
go the
is-
other way.
it's-
it can. You're
Yeah.
100%
It
right.
can go the
100%
other way
right.
where they
It just seems like that creates more of like a dependency, and it's not necessarily
Right.
like you like I said, like all of us have grown up where tech wasn't as super relevant as it is today.
Yeah.
Whereas these kids grow up with the tech is super relevant. You take it away, what do they have?
Right.
what
That's
Keon
why
was
the
saying, like,
fundamentals are
fundamentals.
important.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
The fundamentals
that
are
shit-
important.
let's say the
Start a
internet
fire, bro.
crashes. What the fuck are you
They
gonna
can't
do?
even start
And,
a fire.
and history
Yeah.
a lot of
I mean,
time
I can't
repeats
either.
itself. So
I
we could
can.
go
Yeah,
back
without
to
a
the
flag.
caveman
not
And
with
it
no
is.
flip.
History is
Yeah.
repeating itself. But this is the like I keep saying, it's the start of something like
Mm.
if people aren't well read, which most people aren't, they don't understand the patterns and things that start and be like, oh shit, what
So
are
now
we
the
entering?
comprehension's down. Now
Yeah,
that's
they
why
don't-
people can't have a conversation now because
Yeah.
like you can't even read and write.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I'm just saying everything is about
It's
to
like
change.
like there's
crazy.
I think, and also the optimism of a shift in that particular way, where it's like the tech stuff continues to get better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's obviously a threshold where all of that stuff kind of gets to a certain point. Once the money stops going into this AI shit, it's going to fall. That's just generally what it is. And the thing is, it's like it's an infinite growth thing that
It's an
people are in
infinite
right
growth
now.
thing.
Right now.
Yeah.
But then when we saw somebody else put some pressure, like China was like, we did this shit, this community project, and they did their DeepSeek AI shit, right?
Yeah.
And then everything that America was doing was like, oh, why haven't y'all been able to do this shit? Because they're sitting on money and they don't give a fuck. So that's the other thing is like, what are we chartering into? What is the push for?
We do not know. People
know,
are
but
just
it's-
exploring what they can do.
Yeah.
Right?
And I get it. But the thing is like, just like anything else, anybody would tell you like a complete reliance on something that takes away your fundamental skill is like,
There's going to be a new foundation. There'll be a new foundation, right? There'll be a new foundation, and the whole benchmark of learning your ABCs may or may not be different, right? For me teaching my daughter to sound out words. And it might be like, hop on this tablet, link up this thing. Now you're logged in. We do not know, right? But I don't see it going to the same. They don't want to teach my child cursive. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
And-
didn't learn it either.
I'm saying, I go like, this was a fundamental
Yeah, we
thing.
was on the tail. I was on the.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we know we got cursive, but I know when I got to high school and junior high, we weren't using it.
My kid, I taught my kids cursive.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
My daughter wants to learn because someone talked to her about it. And she's like, I want to learn cursive. I go like, well, I'm more than happy to teach you because it's
Right.
going to be a secret relic of
I already
This
know
ancient.
the Craig model nigga is gonna get shelved.
what you mean.
They gonna be like, all right, let's put the Craig up here. He doesn't
The
speak
Craig model.
TTYL and LOL.
This
Yeah.
is,
I mean that's also a thing of I did see that
everything
they were needed
becomes
people
short.
that
it is.
Yeah.
people
It is.
needed they were looking for people that knew how to read cursive because all of the old documents and stuff are in cursive and
Yeah.
that like that keeping that part out from
Yeah.
the school.
You ever seen a letter out?
Wait, do you know how to write cursive, Amir?
a little bit?
Oh.
But it is
The little bit sounds like it's a different language. It's like,
A
oh,
little
do you
bit.
speak this a little bit?
You
Have you ever
don't-
sent a letter out?
Finally, we can stomp
Yeah.
Amir. He can't
Yeah.
write cursive.
Yeah,
Got
you
him.
can. You got to know all 26 letters.
Did you remember having
But
to
it's
learn to write a
everybody. But
letter?
the thing is, everybody has a distinctive way that they write in
Oh, yeah.
cursive.
Yeah,
So
you-
that,
it's not
and that's
the
You
same.
freak
Yeah.
it your
that-
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the handwriting in cursive, since it's connected, makes it a little harder for you to
Yeah.
initially go in there and be like, "Oh yeah, this is easy."
Yeah.
Like no, it's all varying. Whereas like if I just wrote plain out, I can.
It's a different style
It's-
for
it's a
everyone's
lot
cursive.
more
You know what's
legible.
about to happen? Here's how future we're about to get, and this is what I'm excited about. A fax machine was a brand new thing once upon a time. You're able to send somebody a piece of paper, right, and it would come up here magically without having to mail it out. This was incredible technology, right? A fax machine off of a phone, not even internet, off of a phone, right? One day, if you need an auto part, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say, "Hey man, I'm gonna send this to your 3D printer, right?" And you're gonna be there waiting, and it's gonna giz. It's gonna make you an object, and you're gonna go plug that in, and somebody might charge you something,
They already do that.
but they can do it from there. I'm talking about being
Like,
able to
once
send
upon
it
a
to
time,
somebody else.
we gonna be able to fly.
Yeah, I go like you're right.
No,
I go
it's
like
out there.
this is the future we're looking at. Somebody's gonna be like, here's an entire program that you put this shit on, and this is how you do an operation, right? This is how you do a brain operation. Put this shit on it. Now we're learning here, right? It's like you don't need this fucking classroom anymore to sit here and learn how to do a brain
You
operation.
saying put something on your head.
You're gonna put this shit on. This is how we do cardiology.
Now you're a doctor.
Now you're a doctor because you follow these fucking steps, right?
that. But
Well, they're
I
also
get what you're
talking
saying.
about
That's
the
but that's.
prisons. They're doing
You
prisons.
take it
like
off,
that
you
too,
dummy shit
where-
again.
Ah, that shit. Man, what did
Oh,
I
I
do?
think we did.
They're
So I
doing
talked
the
about that
prison
on a
thing
different podcast where it was like you put a headset on and it basically does
Give
this
you years worth of
years
prison.
worth of like trauma. And
You get
shit.
raped
Like,
every
basically-
night.
Oh, wait,
in
what
10
happened?
What's
minutes.
happening? What did I walk
They
in
have
on?
this new thing that they're
They're
talking
supposed to
about
like trying to test this
implementing,
technology.
where you put a VR like thing on, and you could do a couple years time in a couple minutes.
You should see this dude who made a bomb out of his he made an actual rifle out of 3D printing, right? A functional actually rifle without jamming out of a 3D printer. He made his own drone out of a 3D printer, but he could put a bomb on top. I was like,
A lot of people make handguns.
Mike
on it.
DeBay
It's
was
crazy.
doing that.
Making his own?
Yeah.
3D
he's made-
print?
Yep. He's made
It's-
his own
They're trying to
stuff.
do, like
yeah.
3D print the like houses and stuff.
You can do slippers,
we're in a age.
Make
and they
stuff,
they
yeah.
do have the home one that they do now too.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I was
There like a whole
telling Izzy,
neighborhood
I was
of
like,
3D
we
print.
be looking at
What
3D
is it?
print
What
shit
is
all the
3D
time.
printing again?
Shit. Just you know when
you
can
get a home 3D printed.
It's like you can kind of buy them and then they like you put in like a model of something that you may want to make and then it kind of like sculpts it out and you may have to like piece it together
No.
essentially.
Oh,
But the,
oh, oh.
the way you put the material in there and stuff like depends and then obviously the scale of such
Right.
causes for
I
like,
seen them
bigger
3D
things and
print a
stuff like that.
car and they just added tires to it. They'll make anything now. It is insane what you can do at the crib. At the crib. All this shit is changing today and it's getting better every day.
You got a 3D printer?
Fuck, I would love one. They
Nah.
ain't cheap. But you know what?
I mean, I don't
Printers
have
used to
one.
be
They're
mad
not-
expensive.
They're not that
They're not
crazy.
expensive.
Yeah, I
for a
don't have
big
Depends on
one.
the-
Everything's gonna
what
get cheap.
you
Remember, computers were expensive, and TVs were expensive,
Oh,
and
shit.
cars
You get
were
a big
expensive.
screen, right?
big
there,
screen TV.
$6.
Now they
No,
definitely
flat
went
screen.
down. Yeah.
$200.
All this stuff is expensive in the beginning, and then
Right.
it becomes nothing. Then it just comes out. Well, you can do this shit in our sleep, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. All this stuff is gonna be so natural, bro.
Well, that's
It's
'cause of
exciting and terrifying.
Tech.
I was about to say
skills.
I don't be pumped about the technology shit.
A lot of it's great though. I go
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
oh,
like,
technology is amazing, but also you get into the unknowns and the danger worlds and
Yeah.
what people can keep
I
creating.
just don't trust humans. I think I just might.
Well,
That literally
Keon,
be
you're right.
the issue is that
Yeah, I just don't like. I
ethics.
just
Gets
don't.
in the wrong hands.
Yeah,
Technology
I
gets in
just
the wrong
don't-
hands.
You're right.
It's hard to get excited about anything because I'd be like, some idiot is gonna be an idiot. Like,
I
it's
mean,
just-
some dude made an air conditioning. You go great, and then some dude makes an atom bomb. You're like, Jesus, bro.
Right.
We didn't need this.
why are you doing this, bro?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't just make a better vacuum cleaner, bro. Like,
When I think about all the time spent on negative shit and how much like positive shit we could have had, like you guys are smart as fuck.
but dog, it's like here's how you make a microwave, right? And then you go, oh, hey, if you keep doing this, you can make a whole nuclear bomb.
It's like
Probably had the bomb before the microwave. to be
It's
honest.
like,
Like,
yo,
if you can invent a gun, why do you need to invent a better gun?
that's just what people do.
Because
They
people
just,
people
Shit.
advance. Because
Well,
man, once
it's more
your
like
society
war. We
gets
gotta-
wiped
yeah,
out,
war.
Wars.
It's wars
Yeah.
will push.
somebody thought a bow and
Technology
arrow
and
was the
stuff like that.
ultimate weapon, and somebody came up with a gun. It was like, oh, we are outmatched
Killing one
here.
person at a time is not enough.
yeah,
They
it's
just like,
just
okay,
crazy.
this gun shoot,
We
but I
need to
gotta
wipe
load
out
this
a
bitch
city.
every
Like it'd
time.
be dope if everybody could focus on good shit.
good things.
This
You're
planet
right.
would be insane. It would be incredible.
And it could be so dope.
It'd be incredible.
It's
It could be
already
so
dope.
I mean,
many-
it
how
is.
Get off my planet, you guys.
Go back to
Go back to your planet.
Go back to Mars. You nigger.
I love the theory that we all started on Mars, and then Mars is what happened to it.
No,
Like yeah, Mars,
that would make sense.
because they're like, oh, we found ice on Mars, and there's remnants of a I think they found like a lake or something like that. Remnants
There's
of a lake.
supposedly water there.
On
yeah,
Mars?
yeah,
Oh, it's lit.
And so the theory is that we already did this, and we escaped here,
Fucked it up.
and then we
We're gonna
left
fuck this one
Mars
up.
to get to Earth.
That's
Go
a
another
crazy
one.
ass theory when you think about what
That's
the
a good movie.
fuck Mars is.
Hey, because you would think about it, and they're
That's
like,
a
we're
good
going
movie.
back, and it's like, there's water. It's like, oh, we
That's
fucked
what-
that up already.
I don't think people understand. Like they were like, oh man, we might go like we could like possibly live on Mars. I was like, I don't think people would even fucking survive the space travel. The
So
strain,
Mars-
the
so Mars is
strain
all
that
dirty
shit takes
now
on your
and-
body.
It's dusty as shit
And
up.
Dusty in Mars.
It'd
Yeah,
be
that
like,
Old clothes on the ground.
be like moving to Wisconsin.
Yeah. And then
Can you
Like,
imagine
hey,
a fight
shit
breaking
out
out on
here.
a spaceship, nigga?
Oh, I'll
what?
be like, bro.
Ghetto ass people fighting on a. And when I say ghetto, that ghetto comes in all colors.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
someone gonna start
Somebody
again.
fighting on a. You in my seat? What the hell?
If they fight on a plane, oh, they getting down any kind of.
They get down
Spaceship is
on
in
that.
it. It takes a while.
it takes
Takes-
years.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be
Yeah.
somebody irritated.
There's
Yeah,
no way,
they're gonna
man.
force it. Whoever it's gonna be, the people in the back of the.
How did,
Wait, how
Spaceship.
long? Wait, how long does it actually take from us when we watch them take off and stuff? How long does it take for them to get to space?
space is not.
it's not.
It's not that far.
It only takes 3
Like,
days to get to the
thing
moon.
is, space is so
3
big.
days?
So
3 days to get to the moon.
Doesn't it take 60 days to get to Mars?
I think it takes longer. I think it takes
Or
I
years.
three
think
months?
I think it
No,
takes
it's a
longer
couple
than
months. It's a couple months. I think it's
Mm.
like
Space
3
big as
months.
hell, bro.
that.
I
And
think it
it's
takes 3 months to
fucking.
get
The
there.
thing is, it's
I
like
never
it's-
want to go.
It's
No.
fucking infinite damn near.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
the other thing
exactly.
about it. Like it, what we're in, like this, it's
That's
hard
right.
to explain. But this shit, like where we're at, like Earth and all the other planets that we're in, the shit that we can see is just one thing inside of
Right.
another big ass thing.
Inside
That's
of
inside
another- Haven't
of
you seen
another
Men in
big
Black?
ass thing. Yeah, when that shit zooms out,
Yeah.
bro,
Shit
like
crazy, bro.
it's ridiculous.
That's why when people say, you know, would you rather be lost in space or in the water, even though the ocean is very scary? I'm like, give me that ocean. I'm terrified of space because there's
Yeah.
just nothing.
We actually know more about space than the ocean.
The ocean
That's
is
just
scary as
crazy.
hell.
supposedly.
But at
Okay.
least somebody can find me. And ain't nobody finding me in space. I'm just out
What
there.
did it say?
It's interesting because it varies depending on how the planets are aligned.
Yeah.
It can take anywhere from 9 months to 3 years
To get to Mars.
To get to Mars.
Okay.
Depending on if you're in a
What that
straight
GPS is
because you have to you have to shoot
predict
for
where they're
Yeah.
gonna
where Mars will be in a straight line.
I wish I would depend on Waze.
Rerouting, bitch. What do you mean rerouting?
Rerouting.
Where we
Where?
going?
Can you imagine a 9-month trip and it turns into 3 years? You know how
Oh.
mad you would be? We don't like traffic. adding another 2 years to your shit,
Oh,
you'd be like,
9 months
man,
of travel is crazy.
it's crazy.
It's like, oh, we gotta watch out for
That's why they were
asteroids.
sending monkeys and stuff
Yeah,
up there,
send
making them do the
send them-
voyage.
Bobo's
They
right
just
there on Mars.
send the drones and shit.
I do a
Where-
9-month
Are they
trip
still
to
sending
Mars.
monkeys up there?
Nah, I don't think so. And then now Peter's probably like, no, send us instead.
Yeah, you keep killing them.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's why the what was it? The Neuralink shit. That shit was killing those monkeys. The monkeys was committing suicide because of the Neuralink that they had in their brain.
It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
Just slitting their wrists with bananas. I
You
don't
gotta
know how
start
that
somewhere,
works.
man.
That bottom part pretty hard. It might break some skins.
Monkeys commit suicide.
It's terrifying and fascinating what's going to happen in the next 15, 20 years, bro. AI has came
Wild
up way too
times.
far. AI's came up way too far.
I think they're gonna
fast.
probably they're gonna get rid of it.
I don't
They
know. The only
kind-
thing they
I
banned
mean,
was
they
the
get rid of
the
drones.
thing is, just like it.
You can
Like
get
I
rid of
said,
anything.
Money.
You can
Make
make
it
it
illegal.
You can make your own AI. There's people who are
Oh.
always every single day trying to improve on something. They're built.
Like-
People are.
When they could be
Working
doing
on-
it like crystal meth, if Trump be like, "Hey, and we no longer can use this AI stuff."
Somebody gonna be in the
He's not
basement
gonna be
cooking
like
up
Unless they're in the
AI.
basement
Oh,
cooking.
yeah.
Yeah, he's unpredictable, bro.
I don't think you can ban something like that you have no control over.
I'm sure they have black market AI that's way more
Already?
powerful than the one that we have on our phones. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
It's insane.
All right, Chaz, where you at this week?
Planning this trip to Mars.
I'll be on Mars, baby. I'll be in Chazington, Mars. That's the first colonization of Mars.
Chazington, Mars.
March 20 something. March 22nd, I am at the Boise, Idaho with Shantae Waynes at the lounge at the end of Universe. And otherwise, you can catch me on Lacroni and Chaz.
This one
on
drops
YouTube.
here.
Wait, this one drops when? Today?
20th.
Oh, great. Yeah, so catch me in Boise, baby. And then Lacroni and Chaz on the YouTubes.
At Craig Wayne's on
I
everything.
don't know why that makes me laugh.
At
I ain't got nothing for March. I'm gonna be on the water in that ocean. And then April, I'm not gonna hit the road like that. But then May, starting in May, I have my Flappers show again. Which the last one was hella fun. Y'all was dope. This one wasn't sold out, but the energy was actually better than the sold
Why
out
ain't
one.
book me, bum?
You'll never hear.
I just
On Fridays?
It took me three months to get DC on.
Yeah, you never hear.
Every week I asked him. DC was like, I want to do it.
Yeah, you ain't never here. May, I have Chicago on the 4th. I have Detroit on the 10th.
In May?
I got LA Comedy Club the 12th through the 18th, and then I got the House of Comedy in Vancouver. So this is all in May. So start getting your tickets for that stuff, and then I'm still adding dates. They just hit me the other day about Houston,
Hey,
Atlanta,
turn
something.
up.
I don't know. I'm going to all the place for the
I got one more.
where the blacks are. So go ahead, Chad.
With the blacks.
KeonPoli.com. Check out Wildly Inappropriate. Numbers keep growing every week.
Hey.
And then I think that's it.
I forgot. I have Denver Improv, April
Denver.
11th through the 13th.
Okay,
With Shantae Waynes in Denver. We had a good time last time in Denver.
Yeah,
good
Denver.
dates.
Denver. You see where you at?
I will be at the Funny Bone Comedy Club, Dayton, Ohio. That's March 21st through the 23rd. And then we're going to swing over to the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles, Louisiana. That's March 28th.
Casino.
And then March 29th, Beau Rivage Resort and Casino in Biloxi,
Biloxi?
Mississippi. Get your ticket.
I think I've been there.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I think I've been there.
It's a
I did
big
that
old-
concert there.
Yeah, it's a big old venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
That shit was
yeah.
fire,
It's
bro.
dope, yeah.
That shit was fire.
I never been to Mississippi.
DC Urban Comedy across the board, man. And be on the lookout for more Prove It merch coming out. I got some new
Ooh.
designs coming out. So be
Ooh.
ready to buy that and cop that
You're
stuff.
gonna be stealing stuff from
Hey, awesome.
Walmart and putting
Yeah.
Prove It on it.
There's some good ass conversations today, bro.
Yeah,
this is a good
We got
time.
real today.
Yeah.
Until next time.
All right, y'all. We out.
We out.